Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome back to my podcast, Sulfuric Acid. I'm here with a guest today, my fiance, Edgar.
What's up?
We have a lot to talk about. Last episode, we talked about my first rave experience. Well, our first rave. Have you ever been to a rave?
Yeah, it was crazy. I went with you.
That was your first time?
Oh no, I've been to one rave when I was in high school, and it got like shut down. Like the cops literally. Yeah.
Wait, did the high school host the
No,
rave?
no. I was in high school.
Oh, you were in high school?
Yeah, it was at a water tower, and yeah, they got raided.
Wait, the one in Westicle?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you guys go all the way up?
No, it was in the bottom. But yeah, it
Wow.
got raided. Yeah, it was like a little bit of time I was there.
That's hilarious. That's such a random place to have a rave, but that's so like small town of Westico. Anyway, we have a lot of things to talk about today, but the first thing that I want to talk about is our anniversary.
Yeah.
It was in February.
Yep.
And
a little bit after Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah. I don't think I wanted to have like our anniversary because we were talking about it. We were talking about becoming official when we had first met.
Yeah.
I mean, not first met, but you know what I mean. Like we were wondering like when are we gonna make it official, and then we finally decided like near the end of February.
Yeah.
And this year we celebrated 2 years together.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I know I say this a lot, but it feels like if it's been way more than 2 years.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lived like half a lifetime with you. Like honestly,
it's pretty crazy. Yeah,
right.
And it went by so fast as well. But then like we see all the things that like have happened, and it's like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff.
I know we did a lot of things. We went to Las Vegas first of all, like a couple months into us being official. Yeah. I had a freaking baby.
We had a freaking baby.
That's insane, right?
Yeah, best decision we've ever made. It's obviously it's hard, but it's worth it.
Yes, 100% worth it. And we should clearly air right now. Xander was not an accident.
Oh yeah, no, it was 100% on purpose. Yeah.
Yes, we knew what we were doing. You know, and we decided.
I definitely knew what was going on.
We decided, let's do it. Like
yeah.
But
best decision I've ever made.
Yeah, honestly. And I just wanted to say, like, did you like your gift that I got you this year?
Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, this year I got a gift, and I have it right here. Boom. So basically it's a VR, headset, MetaQuest 3, the newest one that came out, but you also got the battery pack in the back. So one problem that we always had with these, because I had the part 2, it would die all the time. So you play it for a little bit. But now with this, like, I get like 8 hours to play. Well, I don't even play that long, but it's freaking awesome. Yeah, this thing's awesome. Especially like when I go out to work, like to a different state or something, I get to like, go into a whole another universe. This is awesome. Yeah,
honestly, it is really awesome. I don't play on the VR that much, but I saw that Sabrina Carpenter concert on there. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right? It's like you're there.
Yo, it felt like she was standing in front of me. I know that sounds like ridiculous, but like I felt like I was there.
And you even like get a little nervous, right? Just like, oh shit.
Is she looking at me?
It's crazy. Yeah. That's so VR funny. Is awesome. I do get recommended a lot, and it's not that expensive, and it's awesome. Like you get to play games or like watch movies or like videos, climb Mount Everest, go to the International Space Station. It's definitely worth the money.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, it was a perfect gift.
It just goes to show though, like how advanced we have come, like as a society, like especially technologically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, like that's insane that we can kind of go into like a whole other world, even though we're still here.
Yeah, and I assume it's just gonna get better and more.
I feel I've seen those Apple. What is that called? The one
Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, I've seen those, but thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, it's like 3,000 or something. If I'm not mistaken.
And then you can't even actually see through them.
Yeah. A lot of people, they say like the price to like benefits is not that great. What they say that one's really good for is like what do you call that? I forgot. AR, augmented reality. So that makes it good for that. Like you can have computer screens anywhere. You can watch TV. Like you make your own spaces.
But you can do that with the VR.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like significantly less money.
It's like 10 times cheaper. Yeah, because it's 3,000 to 300. That's crazy.
Obviously, I don't know. I feel like Apple does this thing a lot where they sell their products to people that just want, it's kind of like those people that wear designer brands, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like they're
yes.
like it's the ugliest thing I've ever
Yeah.
seen, but they think it's cool because it's super
Yeah,
expensive.
because it has a little.
But you
Yeah.
know what, maybe that's how people feel about my glasses, because my glasses were kind of expensive.
Yes,
They
they
were kind of
were.
expensive. And you know, well, look, if they hadn't had that deal
Oh yeah.
where it's buy the frames, get the lenses 50% off, we would have had to pay like $1,000, and $1,000 for glasses is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, that's a
But
weird part is that like they were $300 around there. It's just that the prescription
yeah,
was the
yeah,
whole
that's
thing.
true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the total came out to,
Like 700, right?
if we
Ish.
round it up, it's $800. Like it
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
$777. Hey,
Yeah.
angel numbers.
Yeah, I know,
but
right?
honestly, like, do I think that these glasses are worth $800?
I hope so. For real.
I
That's cool.
really do. Look, I haven't even turned them on. I'll turn them on. I'll let them load and everything.
Oh yeah.
But it's like
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
insane. And
That's super awesome.
especially, yeah, especially for me, I want to become a content creator. I want to do
Mhm.
all this stuff. And I've even like made a music video for you.
Oh yeah, that's like it was awesome. I wish we should do it again. Well, it's gonna be
Yeah,
easier to do
we
it now.
will.
Yeah.
And you know what? I will make a music video
Mhm.
with just these glasses, I promise.
Hell yeah, that would be awesome. I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, um I know I already kind of talked about this, but it has like a lot of cool features. It has AI, like instead of saying like hey Siri to your phone. Hopefully she doesn't hear me.
Oh, she heard. She's up.
Is she behind me? No, just kidding.
Alexa's over there in the corner, all jealous.
Yeah, like it's kind of getting ridiculous how many
You
like
got Hey Meta, Hey Siri, Hey Alexa,
Alexa.
all three.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
crazy.
but
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Oh shit, she woke up. Sorry, we're talking to you.
yeah. But I
That's
don't know.
cool.
Like I said, it has AI. You can take pictures. Look,
Oh shit, I'm being recorded.
or you can say, "Hey Meta, start recording."
That's so
Hey
crazy.
Meta, start recording. And then there he
What's
is.
up?
The quality is really impressive. Unless you're in bad lighting. If you're in bad lighting, then it's not that impressive.
Hmm.
Hey Meta, stop recording.
You should show him the light.
I'll just
Yeah,
press
yeah.
it. But thank you
Pretty cool.
so much.
Oh yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, like it's a good
They're,
gift. I love
yeah,
these
they're
gifts.
kind of like in the same family,
Yeah,
no?
yeah. It's
They're
yeah, man.
both like
We feel like we're
Meta,
in the future now, and it's awesome.
which is like it's cool and all, but at the same time, I'm worried about our son because like not in like that way, but I'm just saying
No.
like I mean it kind of is in that way where like all the children are being born now. They're they're not gonna have that childhood like we did,
At all.
where if I'm being honest, I hardly even watched TV as a kid.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and now I like look at him and it's like
Yeah.
he's gonna it's the ooh, when I was in like in school still, they called us 21st century learners.
Hmm.
Like kind of like like kind of implying that like, oh, we're like the 21st century, like we're advanced or whatever,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like those that alpha
Yeah,
generation,
it's crazy.
it's a
It's like
I,
evolution though, because like like our time, our like past is completely different from what they're gonna experience, especially now with like AI and all that stuff. And it's kind of crazy because like they're gonna evolve with it, and like to us it seems crazy, but that's gonna be their normal. So it's
yes,
gonna
and
be
then just how we
it's
like
weird.
kind of make fun of our parents for not knowing how to handle
Yes.
Facebook.
Oh, they're gonna do that.
There, look, I always make this joke where I'm like, baby, like you have to prepare yourself because in a couple of years,
Oh, no.
Xander is gonna be making fun of us because we don't know what like a phone projection is, or you know what I mean, like we're gonna like all that stuff like that, like the VR, what the VR has where you can like see the stuff.
Yeah,
That's gonna be normal.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna.
I mean,
gonna
with
get
like with
crazy.
these glasses, like, can you imagine of all the things that the government has like come up with already,
Oh yeah.
and they just haven't
I think
released it to the public?
these have been like in production. Like the idea of it was like from the 40s.
And you know what? I feel like
Crazy.
the government, and that includes FBI and CIA, that I feel like they will share like what they share old stuff,
Yes,
old,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
to us it seems like insane.
Yep, yep.
But imagine what they're coming up with
The shit they
now.
have now, yeah. I mean, they got like jetpacks, they got like exoskeletons, they got robots, and like they got so many things. And yeah, it's gonna be like a slow release, but they have all that stuff already.
I saw
It's
this one
crazy.
video of this lady who was in the Oval Office.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong, but she was in the Oval Office and she
Hmm.
was showing like them like their, it was a mask. She took off
Oh
like
yeah,
her head
yeah,
basically, and there's a completely different woman.
yeah.
And just the fact that like they felt comfortable showing us that,
Hmm.
because they probably have become so much more
Oh
advanced
yeah,
to
yeah.
that, so that
No,
they
hundred
feel like
percent.
it's not even like that big of a deal if they
Yeah.
show us their
There's a whole
secret.
conspiracy that a lot of the politicians that are on like TV and stuff all have like masks, and yeah, the CIA has like these silicone masks, and it's almost indistinguishable. It's crazy. It's wild, and I mean, that's just
I
reality.
don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist
But
at
they're out
all,
there. Yeah.
but there have been a lot of conspiracies involving the government that have come out to be true.
Yes.
So,
Many. Yeah.
nothing we think is like super far fetched,
Yeah.
in my opinion. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So, like, and when it comes to the mask, like some masks look so real, and if you're just like watching a video of somebody, like, how are you gonna know that's not them?
Or also like filters.
Yeah, AI
Like
too. I
it
mean, come
started
on.
with filters, but
Yeah.
like deep fakes. Have you heard of
Yeah,
those?
deep fakes. Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, I'm gonna do my conspiracy little thing there. This is what I always believe, that like TikTok, you do lip syncing, right? And the reason why TikTok encourages lip syncing is so that it can get your face with with words, and then it can basically learn how to make better deep fakes, and then eventually you'll have like your face saying something else that you never said, but it already has millions of people uploading those lip syncing videos, and it just learns. It's AI. It's learning from every single person. And that's my conspiracy theory, and it's not even a conspiracy. I know it's true, because like in Tesla too, like the captchas that you have to log in every time you type a password, you gotta put a captcha. It tells you like where is the crosswalk, or the pedestrian, where's the pedestrian, and all that stuff. And it's all to train auto driving. Like they're using your data, guys. They're using your
I
fucking
mean,
data.
we kind of already knew that.
Yeah.
Like Apple, every time you open an app, it asks you, can it track like
Yes.
your every movement?
Yeah, your farts.
I
Too,
put
everything.
I
I'm
put
joking.
no on everything, and yet when I look up something, I will start getting ads for it,
Yeah.
multiple ads, like
Yep.
the grills. I'm waiting for some grills to come in, which
Tomorrow.
yeah, I think
Oh,
they're
yeah.
gonna be ready tomorrow. They're gonna be super cool. It's gonna be so cool. I have one on right now. I don't
Flex
know
your
if you
grill.
guys
Flex your
I don't know
grill.
if you guys can see it, but I'm super excited for that.
Mhm.
But look, here's the next question for you, okay?
What's up?
Would you say you have personally grown since we first met? We met,
Yeah.
okay, look. So we started talking in October of 2022, but we became official in February of 2023.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how have you changed?
Well, there's a lot of ways that I've changed, and like there's some that I'd rather keep private, but it's very insinuated. But I've become a much more responsible person, and all the bullshit that I was doing, all the dumb stuff that I was doing, like literally, I don't do it anymore. And I don't miss it. That's one main thing.
You impressed
It was crazy,
me.
right?
Yeah,
I impressed
you
myself. I just want you guys to be impressed. I guess.
and
That's,
no and
uh,
that's why like anybody can do it. Like I genuinely feel that
yeah.
anybody can change their life.
You literally have to want to, though. If you don't want to, and I really wanted to when I met you, like I literally, yeah, my whole life was changed, and I appreciate it. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I would be dead if I hadn't met you, but I'd be very close to like my grave, just because I was in a very bad path, and now I'm in like the best path ever. It's like full of sunshine, rainbows. Like I have a good job. Like everything's good.
It's crazy,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's been pretty crazy. I've grown so much, and I do, like, I'm not gonna say blame, but because that's not the word, but it's you guys. You and my son are the reason
Honestly,
why.
like you were having a certain lifestyle for like the longest time, because now you're how old? You're like
I'm
30
31.
now.
I'm
You're 31.
31. Yeah.
You're 31. So for you to just like suddenly, like, if we're being honest, you changed because you saw how happy you could be with me and with our
Mhm.
son,
Yeah.
you know, and that was enough for you to say, you know what, like, I want this. I remember I have the text messages
Yeah.
where you're like,
That's
oh
funny.
my gosh, like a son is what I want now. I think it's time. I could change my entire life for him,
Yeah.
for you. And you did. Like that's
Yeah.
amazing. Like I feel like we don't talk
Yeah. It's
about that
pretty crazy.
enough. I just feel like I'm so fucking proud of
Yeah, I
you.
appreciate that. I'm very proud of myself too, and I'm
Yeah.
really happy I met you guys. Like that's what it comes down to. Is if I had not met you, I would have not been where I'm at right now.
I love you
I
so
like,
much.
I love it
I
too.
love you so much. And don't forget about the
That's
fact
crazy.
that like you're here because you wanted to be here. Like you're strong enough. What?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna interrupt real quick, but this is a puzzle that I bought, and you're supposed to like separate it, and I haven't been able to separate it all this time, and right now I'm talking to you, and I separated it with one hand.
Wait,
Yeah,
accidentally?
yeah, accidentally, it just like fucking separated. Yeah,
What?
it's like a brain teaser. But my bad, my bad. I'm sorry. That's
What?
crazy, right?
No, that is actually
I don't know if it
crazy.
caught on camera, but that was
We're gonna
crazy.
have to like
Yeah,
play it back
check
and
the
see
replay.
how you did it.
That was crazy.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get to Minnesota? Tell
Oh
me
wow.
from the beginning.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll start from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to have this job. It was called Universal, where I used to be a mechanic, right? And that's when I met you. I was still
Yeah, you
working
were a
there.
diesel
Yeah,
mechanic.
yeah. I remember like my first message was like, yeah, I'm at
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you had
yeah,
been working for
yeah,
like a month straight with no days off.
yeah. I remember.
That
That's
was
when
a
my brother got fired. It was
that's
because
crazy.
yeah,
He had just gotten fired?
yeah, he had just gotten fired. Yeah, if it's the day that I was working for a month
What?
like straight, yeah, he got fired
Oh
that
wow,
day.
that was
Yeah,
really recent. I thought you had
yeah.
worked with him like a long, long time
Oh no,
ago.
no! I literally worked with him for the first 4 weeks, and then boom, they fired him. They fired me too, but then they hired me because I was a good worker, which I was. I was. I
He
was a good worker.
is,
Yeah,
like he is, and that's why you've gotten 2 raises in the
yeah,
span of 3 months
yeah, yeah,
with this new job. And so
yeah.
you were working as
So
a
yeah,
diesel
I was
mechanic?
working as a diesel mechanic, and basically I met you, and we decided to have a baby, and they knew that I was gonna have a baby. But I mean, I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. As that 9 months was approaching, I had bought about a pound of shrooms, and I was selling them, and
Yeah.
I was taking some too, like little microdoses stuff. But one day I took a little too much. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little too much.
He
You remember?
is understating it, okay?
That's crazy.
He took a mushroom
Yeah, like fucking like this
this
big.
big.
Yeah, the biggest one I had. Yeah, it was a penis envy also.
And the
So
worst part
pretty
is
strong.
that I didn't even know. I knew that he had taken some shrooms, but he didn't tell me that he had taken the big one.
Yeah, it was a little
And what
crazy.
happened, baby?
Well, yeah, basically, I mean, it's weird. I mean, it's weird what I was feeling because I don't really understand what I was feeling. But basically, it started off with me like, I guess thinking like, oh, if I die now, I could die happy, and like I would die happy. And I was like thinking about that, and then I started thinking about work, and I was like, man, I feel like a slave. Like what are we doing that we have to go to work every day, leave our family, do all that stuff, and like like you're destroying your body at the end of the day, especially with jobs like the ones that I have. You're destroying your body for money, and I felt like, so I don't know. I was so happy and so sad. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah.
He was crying and laughing at the same time for
Yeah.
maybe an hour or two.
It was so crazy. It felt orgasmic. Like I needed to cry, but it was also like the funniest thing that it was. I looked like a maniac.
It was insane.
I looked crazy.
I did not know what to do.
I
was
We
there.
were just like there hugging and shit. Like, oh my god, that was crazy. But yeah, so that happened.
Well, you know what though? Mushrooms have this thing, and that's why they say a lot of the times don't do shrooms if you're not in the right headspace,
Yeah.
because mushrooms will take whatever you're feeling and it'll accentuate them. It'll
Yeah.
make them feel it will consume you entirely.
Yeah.
So you probably were feeling overworked or
Oh
something.
yeah. No, 100%.
You were working 7 days a week.
That's what it came from. What it started from was that I felt like I was working way too much. Yeah, I worked 7 days a week. It was like 12. I think it was like 12 or 13 hours
The pay
every
was
day.
really good, but
Yeah, yeah.
it was not
I'm
worth.
getting paid like $8 more now though, so that's fucking awesome. But yeah, that's what it was. That's where it started, and obviously it was not self harm, but I was just like, if I die now, I'll die happy. And I was like, your brain just takes you to some crazy places, and that's like what started it off. But yeah, so that day, the next day I was supposed to go to work, but that was like such a cathartic moment, or like I don't know how to explain it, but like it changed me. So the next day I didn't show up to work, and the next day I called him and told him, hey, or no, I think it was the next day. I told him, hey, I'm not going to show up. Like I told him, my boss, I told him yesterday I had like a mental health day. I just had this, I told him it was a suicidal thought. Which, I guess,
it technically
it technically was. Yeah. So I told him I had like a suicidal thought, and I just took a day off. And then he was like, whoa, like, are you okay? Like, do you need more time off? And I was like, no, I'm good. I'll go tomorrow. He's like, well, I know you're having your baby soon and stuff. And like, I understand it's a lot of stress. We're working you a lot. So if you want, get unemployment.
Do you think that it was premeditated? Do you think that they had already been planning what
I
they
think
did?
so. I think so. Yeah. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. But so what I will explain is like they were already we were like 4 people at that job, and we were the original people, and like we were treated with the utmost respect because we were the people keeping the job, the boss, like in business. And then they started hiring random ass people. Like they started hiring and hiring, and I think that's what happened. Is I think they were paying them less than what they were paying us. So little by little, they let everybody go. And yeah, I think it was premeditated, but I think they didn't want to tell me because they had no reason to fire me. If you're a good worker and you just want to pay somebody else less, and then you say, oh, you're fired, like that, that's a lawsuit right there.
And that's why he told you to get unemployment.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. And I don't, like I'm saying, like I was real mad at the time. Well, I haven't even explained why I was mad, but yeah. So I took the unemployment, right? And our baby was born soon after, and it was fucking awesome. Like I had it was like 6 or 9 months. I'm not sure.
It was like 6 months.
6 months, right? 6 months that I got to be with her when she needed me the most, especially like those last months of pregnancy. They were tough.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all talk a little bit about that?
Honestly, I know that millions of women have had babies before I have had a baby, but once I got pregnant, it changed my view on women and mothers, especially. I mean, it felt so
alien.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
It looked alien to me too.
What do you mean I have this big belly and there's a baby in there that I created?
It's crazy.
That is insane. Like,
that was wild.
I know we're humans and that's what we do, but
it's a miracle.
Once it happened to me, it was just, it was life-changing.
Yeah, when they say like God is a woman, like I truly believe that. Like there's no way God is a man. It's a fucking woman. Like you guys create life.
Because yes, we create life. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Oh yeah, 100%. Ariana Grande had it. She knew what she was saying. But yeah, so
you went on unemployment.
Yep. And we had the baby. I got to spend time with him, carry him while he's small. Like I didn't have to worry about work. But then 5 months in, hey, 1 month later, like you have to.
They only give you a certain amount of money.
Yeah, I think it's about 6 months. I think in total it was like what 12,000. I think is what they did. So I don't remember how much, but it was something like that.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I had to check my W-2. but so yeah, so like I was about to finish. I had like 2 more checks. Or no, actually there was a little two periods. There was like I had 4 more checks waiting, and I was like, hey man, like I'm gonna be able to go back to work. And they were like, well, Edgar, we kind of don't have a spot for you. And I fucking like I kind of knew that it was gonna happen, but I was so fucking pissed.
So mad because
yeah,
he is the most hardworking. Like I know that you guys probably think that I'm just saying that because he's my fiance, but I promise you, he has to be the smartest and most hardworking at whatever job he has. And I truly believe that. Otherwise, if he wasn't that, he wouldn't have gotten 2 raises in 3 months.
Yeah,
I appreciate simple that. As that.
I appreciate it, but yeah, I know why.
So the fact that they didn't want to hire you back, it goes to show that what kind of company they are.
Yeah, they had nefarious reasons why, and I see it, and like I'm saying, I was pretty pissed about it at the time, but then it obviously went from anger to like panic. because I'm like, oh shit, I have a baby now, and
You have to provide
my
more.
money is gonna be done and stuff. So yeah, I kind of freaked out there, and I called a lot of places. I used to have this job in Maine where I was doing this profession called hydroblasting, and that job was crazy. And it traveled. I got to travel, so that was pretty cool. But so I looked up on Facebook like hydroblasting jobs, and I saw one in Minnesota, and like I didn't even think it said Minnesota. It just said the name of the guy and an email, and I sent an email, and like 2 weeks later, I got a call from them saying like, oh, so you have
Are you still
experience?
interested?
Yeah. They basically they said, are you interested in stuff? They talked to me. I told them I'm on unemployment for about a month more, and he's like, well, I just wanted to know, what your experience was. Unfortunately, right now, we're full, but if anything, let me know when you're done with unemployment. And so I was like, okay, yeah. And then, well, obviously the next month of unemployment happened, and I was calling all these places to get any kind of job, and I got offers and stuff, but like I wasn't happy with any of them. And then the guy called me from Minnesota. His name is Brian Gleason, by the way. Shout out, man. That guy, like, he he hooked me the fuck up. Yeah. So yeah, he was like, hey, Edgar, one of our guys got hurt, and we got space for you. And I was like, okay, so where's it located? It's in Minnesota. Are you willing to come up here? And I was like, what do you mean? Like drive up there? He's like, well, I can, I kind of need you now. So, I could fly you out here and you'll come to do some training, and I'll pay you for the training. If you don't like it,
I remember that.
we'll send you back home. Yeah. And I remember I went up to you. I'm like, what do you think? What do you think? What should I do? Yeah.
And me, I'm always going to support whatever his dreams are, whatever his wants are. I'm always going to be like, baby, yes, go for it. Of course, unless I think it's a bad idea.
Yes.
But, and in the beginning, I had no problem with him leaving for a week or so and then coming back, because when we first met, you were already kind of doing that, because the old company was like sending you out. Yeah, there you go. And
2 weeks on, 1 week off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that week is when I would get to be with you.
Yeah.
But so
I was going up there a couple times. I went up there probably like 3 or 4 times, just going up for 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time, coming back home. And it was cool. It was good money, cool experience. Yeah, I got to go to different states and stuff. But then, so I'm going to talk about this part of the whole thing because this part's weird. So my boss was going to sell his company, which he's been in there for like 20 years.
Oh,
he was going to sell his company to this company called Iron Eagle, right? But then another guy came up. I forgot what his name was, but he came up and said, hey, I'll offer you guys $2 million more. And so they, of course, went with that guy. And yeah, okay, I was going to cut it short, but we were in the process of being bought out by that guy for about 4-6 months or something like that.
And on top of that, wasn't he promising you something?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so he promised me, because I was still living in Texas. He's like, hey, Edgar, if you want to come up here, like Gleason has talked about really good about you, I want you here. I can offer you 6 months at a VR bowl, which is basically like an Airbnb. He's like, you can bring up your family for 6 months. I'll pay for it. And then, if you guys like it, we can move up here. And I was like, oh, hell fucking yeah. So, and then one time when I went up there, he picked me up. Him and his wife picked me up from the airport and took me to the job site and stuff. So like, I met the guy. Point is, the guy got arrested because his checks were all fraud. He fucking there was like three charges of fraud and like different types of shit that he was trying to buy this company without a single fucking penny. And the reason why we found out is because they arrested him for the check forging. And then me, with my nosy ass, I looked him up on Facebook, and it turns out that there's this page with his face on it dedicated to all the things that he's done fraud on. And it's like so many things. Like he bought a shit ton of tools from like a Home Depot, and then the check bounced. They asked to come back, and he said, "Oh, it's because blah blah blah." And then he got more tools, and then he was a fraudster. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's out right now, but he was in jail, and I think his wife is wanted too. Point is, they sold the company to the people that offered $2 million less.
Look, all I'm gonna say to that is you can continue your story in a second, but what I'm gonna say is, if you have a group on Facebook talking about how terrible you are, That is insane. Like that is insane. You have to be a really bad person for like
Really
multiple
bad
people
person.
to come together and be like, "Hey, watch out for this guy. He did this. He did that."
Yes, yes.
Like, wow.
And it's crazy because like this is another little tidbit about that guy is he took us all out to eat at a restaurant, and he told us like he was gonna promise us health insurance and all this stuff. We all ate. We got some pretty like expensive food, and then when it came time to pay, he literally told the waiter, "Oh, hey, leave the tab open because I'm gonna bring somebody else." And then we all left. I don't think he ever went back to pay that fucking tab. I literally think he just did not pay that tab. He never went back.
That is
And
so embarrassing.
it's so crazy because my question is, you want to buy a company that like somebody has held on to for like 20 years? That's a full-on company with equipment and everything. You want to buy it with what? And what's your end game? Like, let's say it does go down and we believe you. Like, what the fuck is next?
You know what? I
Makes no
feel like
sense.
he was probably mentally ill. Like,
Definitely,
and
definitely.
because that's like a delusion.
Yes.
Like imagine the conversation he had with his like
With his
wife.
wife, yeah.
Like,
Oh, they had a
I'm-
baby. They had a baby.
I'm
too.
gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna be millionaires.
It's so crazy. I don't understand.
Look.
Oh, and I knew because I knew he was supposed to be a millionaire, right? And he picked me up from the airport in a shitty ass fucking vehicle.
Look.
And I remember, oh my god.
Look,
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with having,
Yeah.
junk cars. I used to have a Mitsubishi that needed a lot of work.
It was a nice car though. I like that car.
But if you're claiming to be a millionaire and then you pull up in
Yeah. He even mentioned it.
in like a really like that kind of car,
Yeah.
something's wrong.
I should have set off all the alarms, but I was like, oh
No, and
he's a
you
millionaire. Wow.
you told me that, and I was like,
Yeah.
no,
even he mentioned it. When he picked me up, he's like, "Hey, sorry, I'm in this little shitty car, man, but it is what it is." And I'm like, "Fuck you, for real." I mean, I'm just scared because if he's a serial liar, he could have easily been a serial fucking killer. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like fuck, but whatever. It happened, and he promised me that we were gonna be able to move up here for 6 months. So when that shit went down, we sold it to another company called Iron Eagle, who actually is in this business, we work with them all the time. They're a good company.
and they're not fraudsters.
And they're not fraud. They're real fucking people. I've talked to them. And so we sold to them. And it was a whole fucking process. But I told Gleason, I'm like, hey, Gleason, like, what the fuck, man? I thought I was going over there on a fucking free ride so I can work for you guys. And he's like, well, yeah. I mean, it sucks, man. But I'll talk to the new guy. His name was Ryan. I'll talk to Ryan. I really appreciate all the work you've done for me, and you're a good worker.
Yeah, they wanted him.
They did.
They wanted him to be full time up here, because, like I said, he's that good of a worker.
Yeah, I give it my all. And what's crazy is like when I was like flying up here, they hired I think 2 other people, and they fired them. Like they went on one job, and you can already tell like nah, fire that guy. And sure enough, like yeah. But point is, so they talked to Ryan, and so Ryan, I had never met him, and he's like he called me while I was still in Texas, did a voice call, and he looks like Mark Cuban but mean. And I remember I told her, I was like Gleason looks like a happy person, like a very outgoing, like good person. When you see this Ryan guy, is like it's not the same type of person.
You know what? I'm gonna say something. I feel like people hold their biggest emotion in their face.
In their fucking face.
So if you see somebody like, I know that some people might say, "Oh, I just have a resting bitch face," but
you're probably a bitch. That's true.
It's like, look, like it's real. And like if you look at somebody when they're like a candid photo of somebody, and you look at them, you will see like how they truly feel.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no, I fully. So like I'm saying, that's the first thing I saw was how his face was. And sure enough, well, I'll get to that little point right now, right? But so we did that video call, and he's like, so why are you worth I think because
why should I
Gleason,
pay for your move?
Exactly. Because Gleason had like said like, oh, like give him like $6,000 to move up here. And like, yeah, the first thing he asked me is like, so why are you worth $6,000? And I'm like, well, I mean, I like to work. That's literally what I said. I'm like, Like I like to work, man. And you know, I've really appreciated this job, the opportunity it provided for me. I got a family, I got a kid, and like, you know, like I want to give it my all because, you know, like I want to progress in life and you know, progress in the career. And he's like, okay, well, and then he started telling me all his plans with the company and stuff, and a lot of them have come through. Like, there's a lot of work now, and I'm really happy about that. But yeah, okay, I'm just gonna skip to a big part, but like they fired him. They fucking fired the guy that like got me up there. Cause yeah, sorry, we're talking about why I got to Minnesota. So what he ended up doing was paying $2,000 for our U-Haul, and we had to get a U-Haul, and I had to bring my truck up here, so a trailer, and then and then they paid the security deposit here.
Yeah, he paid gas,
Yeah,
hotel,
too.
U-Haul. He
Yeah.
paid the first month of rent, the down
The
deposit.
security.
We basically
Yeah.
moved over here
Yeah, the company did. It was so
for
nice.
free.
Yeah, he told me like well, I mean, he told me to do it, but I because she's the more like you know, like organized one. She figured out how much money we were gonna need, and which was like what 4,900 something like that.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't because he said 6,000, so like I said it was 6,000, but it was about like 4,900. So I got to keep about 1,000, and yeah, so
which came in handy because
yes.
we moved over here, but we were still missing a lot of essentials
have
that you
anything.
must have for a new apartment. So regardless of everywhere that he helped us, which by the way, I'm very grateful.
Oh, 100%.
But we still had a lot of necessities that
Yeah.
we needed to buy. So it was. I'm glad
Yeah.
that you were able to keep some
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, because like the reason why I didn't have any money is because I would only work for like 2 weeks at a time, and you know then I come back home. So like it had been a while since I went up there. So yeah, he did us a huge favor. And like, don't get me wrong, like the decision to move up to Minnesota was like, what am I doing? Like, this is a big fucking move. And not only that, like if it's just me and you, like I get it, you know, like fuck it, let's just live
Let's
life.
go.
But we had a fucking baby, like and he was young when we were up here, but it's
he hadn't even begun walking.
he didn't
yet.
even have his first birthday. He had it here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we came over here on October 10th, and Zender's first birthday was on October 11th, which is the next day.
Yeah.
So we didn't even get to have a party for him. We were gonna have a party back home, but
yeah, we're gonna throw
the
a big
way it
party.
worked out, the way
Yeah.
it worked out, we just decided to celebrate ourselves over here.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I mean, if I had waited, you know, it would have been a whole. Yeah, I'm glad it worked out the way it did.
And that's why, like, when I first heard that they weren't gonna take Edgar back to his old job, I always told him, like, don't worry about it, like everything's gonna turn out okay. And look at us, like it really did turn out. I feel like everything happens for a reason, even if we don't understand what that reason is. Eventually we will, and I just feel like it was worth it. It was fate.
No, 100%. It all those little things that happened, if any of those little things did not happen, we would not be in the position that we're in now. So yeah, 100%. And yeah, I was stressed out, and she's like, "Don't worry, like it's gonna be fine. You got this. Like it's all gonna work out." And
because I trust you,
well,
and I know that everything eventually does work out.
That's crazy. But yeah, I remember thinking at the time, you know, because I was really stressed, like, you know, about money and stuff. And she was like telling me that, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, it's not gonna work out. like it's not. It doesn't. Things don't just happen. And at the end of the day, things didn't just happen. Like obviously, we had to put the work in for it to happen. But yeah, everything fucking worked out, and it's crazy. Yeah, it's fucking wild. So yeah, we're up here now, and
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How have you enjoyed it over here? Like, do you think it was worth moving over here?
I think so. Oh,
Tell me more.
Yeah. So yeah.
Like what is different from Texas and Minnesota?
Oh, the biggest fucking difference from Texas and Minnesota is that Texas is very hot. And Minnesota is nice and fresh and cold. I mean, it's cold as fuck. It's cold as fuck. Yeah.
The winter was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we reached negative.
I think negative 30 was the worst one. Yeah. And that's like just negative 30, like on my like whatever, and then it's like the wind chill is like so much.
Oh yeah, there's a difference. It's the actual temperature versus what it feels like.
Yeah, I was outside in that negative. It was like negative 28, something like that, and man, that burns. It stings.
It's insane. But you know what? Yeah. What I'm gonna say, and this might be a controversial opinion, but I prefer being freezing to being like burnt up in the sun.
And if y'all are watching from Texas, I think y'all would agree. The Texas heat sucks. Like,
but you know what? There's a lot of
so
people
bad.
that I've met here that detest how cold it
Oh
gets.
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
Like that's super weird to me. Like you would prefer the heat.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's because I don't think they've experienced it the way we have. They've experienced cold the way we have experienced heat, so they don't like the cold, and we don't like the heat. But yeah, I think if they were over there, they'd be like, nah, fuck this. I want to go back to Minnesota.
Last year, we were working 116 degrees outside.
Can I let's talk about that real quick, because that's another weird thing that happened is that we had our baby running out of money, and then I get this fucking like, I looked for a job, right? And there's this guy from China, literally like he didn't speak very good English. And he's like, hey, we need to fix these batteries in the middle of fucking Texas. It was like probably like an hour away from the house. And he was going to pay $20 an hour and like a bonus if you come every day. Point is, we were like in a power grid in the middle of nowhere, fixing batteries for the power grid. It was such a weird experience. But yeah, I was there by myself and I would go every single day. And then I was just like we'd have double the money if I bring her along. And it's like we're in the same car. We're not going to spend more gas or anything. So I was like, hey, like, can I bring them in? Yeah. And we were working together. It was so cool.
I'll insert some photos, but that was definitely an experience.
It was a really cool experience.
It was so cool. Like, I loved working with you, even though we weren't like together the entire time.
Not all the time.
I would just listen to podcasts like in my earphones while I was working. It was the easiest job ever.
Yeah.
And
she looked so cute too in all the work gear and like the high visibility vest. Sorry, in the vest. And oh man, I thought you looked adorable. Aww. But yes, it was very hot. But that's another thing that like happened, that like if that wouldn't have happened, like we wouldn't be in the same position that we were. But yeah,
I actually bought this iPad with what I got paid
with her first check. And I remember she was like, "Is that a good decision?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, you're gonna get it. Like, if you don't buy it now, it's gonna be like hard to get." So yeah, she bought it, and it's a good decision.
It's a good decision because the first week I was like, you know what? Maybe I won't buy it with my first paycheck. I'll wait until the second paycheck. But it's a good thing I bought it with my first paycheck because something ended up happening that we couldn't go anymore.
Yeah, we weren't going because like I think they were like testing so there was like a whole bunch of people there, and I mean so yeah, but yeah, they were testing. So there's days that we couldn't go or like just half the day and stuff. So that check was a lot smaller than the first check. So yeah, I'm glad you bought it, and it comes in handy. Like use it for everything.
I use this iPad every day especially because I have ADHD, so I need to plan every single day down to the minute. Otherwise, I would just forget and not do anything.
Yeah.
So it was 100% worth it. And if you don't have an iPad, I would 100% recommend it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's not a waste of money.
Yeah. And I was like, because I don't really have that much technology like that and stuff. I was like, well, because I have a laptop, I don't use it. But the amount of times that you use this, like, it's 100% worth it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so we experienced winter in Minnesota. It was crazy. And you know what? I understand why people detest the winter because it lasts a long time. Just how in Texas, we hate the summer because it starts in like March sometimes. And it doesn't end until like November. It's so hot in November. So I kind of understand where the Minnesotans are coming from. But you know what? Spring is coming. It's about to roll in.
Right now we're outside. It's like 48, and like honestly, like we're out there, like it's super warm for us. But obviously it's still cold. But I can't wait. I cannot wait till it's like gone.
It hit like the 30s, the 40s, and I was already like, oh my gosh,
like I can wear shorts now and shit.
Yes, honestly, like what are you looking forward to the most when
to be outside? Like so in the cold, it hurts, it pains you to be outside. So I just want to go outside. Like that's really what it is. I want to walk in the park. They have like
the zoo,
state parks, zoos, and a lot of things to do here.
They have 10,000 lakes that we can explore. We can go fishing,
everything. But yeah, so we haven't been able to do much of that because it hurts.
You can't even really go to the store without
a whole bunch of
risking frostbite.
yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, I mean, like I'm saying, I really enjoyed the cold. I mean, as much
The
it's
snow,
nice. Yeah,
the
yeah. Oh, there was a lot of
snow.
snow.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that was cool.
gosh. I mean, in Texas, it hardly snows. In
Yeah,
high school, it snowed in the morning, and then by the time I got out of school, the snow was
yeah.
completely gone
You
by the
missed it. You
sun.
missed the chance.
Yeah, like no, like
Yeah,
we saw it, and we were outside and everything, but literally by 3 p.m.,
yeah,
the snow was completely melted already.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's hot over
I
there.
it
I think I was gonna tell him about the there was one day that we worked and it was 116 degrees. That's what my vehicle read. And I remember you went to the bathroom in the porta potty, and yeah, I think she
Oh
came out dizzy
my
and stuff. Yeah, you
gosh.
remember that?
Nobody talks about working in severe extreme heat and then going to a porta potty. The porta potty is like 30, like 20 degrees
Yeah.
hotter.
Oh yeah, and no
I
air.
I would go into the porta
Ooh.
potty and I would have to completely undress. I couldn't. Would have to take off my
Oh
helmet,
yeah.
take off my shirt, take off my pants, because if you keep them on, you're gonna pass out.
Yeah, yeah, you'll literally get like a heat stroke if you're in there. Because, like I'm saying, outside it was 116 degrees. Inside there it's probably like 130. Like it was not pretty. Like you get dizzy, and that's just weird. Is like you experience the worst of the worst. That's hot porta potty, and where I work, we got on a lot of jobs that are outside, and the cold porta potty is just as bad. Especially when you
Really?
you gotta go to the restroom, you put on your pants, and you hit that cold ass fucking seat. Ugh, it sucks.
Nah, I
It
didn't
su-
even think about
no,
that.
no, it's. I'm not gonna say it's just as bad, but it's a lot more uncomfortable. Well, it's probably the same. Yeah, a hot porta potty and a cold porta potty, they suck. Yeah,
Personally, I would prefer the cold porta
yeah, yeah.
potty.
Sometimes they would put like a heater in there, and that would be really nice.
Okay.
Those are nice. I'll just be there with my phone. I'm joking,
That's nice.
but yeah.
I have another topic for you. What?
Thank you for all these questions too. Like
Of
this is fun.
course.
I really enjoy. I'm really happy that you started doing this.
We were nervous, okay? We weren't sure like how this was gonna go. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's my first podcast. I've been saying I want to create a podcast for years now because I have a best friend back in Texas, and whenever she and I like talk, it's hilarious. It's so amazing, and I always say to her, "We should make a podcast." So the
Yeah.
fact that I'm finally doing it now
Yeah.
is it's like a kind of like a goal of mine.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. Like it's super cool, especially that first one. I'm sure y'all have seen the first episode.
Yes,
First episode's really cool.
thank you
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much. Thank you. This one is definitely different, but I will be making more videos like that when
Nice.
certain events happen. I
Oh,
will
yeah.
only talk about that event.
And
But
now you'll have clips with the Ray-Bans.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this is the last question for you.
Okay.
What are you most excited about this year? What are you looking forward to?
Gotcha. I'm looking forward to traveling and getting married. Like that's what yeah. I can't wait. And it's like around the corner and I'm really excited about it.
It's only like
It's not far.
it's like a month and a week away.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And
So
then
yeah, I'm really
our
excited about
honeymoon.
that. Yeah.
We're gonna go. We haven't decided yet, but if anything, we're
Yeah,
gonna go.
we were like deciding between Belize, Italy, what was the other one? Peru. Yeah, we'll find something.
Yeah,
Dubai.
we
also
still
Dubai.
don't know. We've kind of put that aside for now because I've been planning for the wedding.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay someone to plan my wedding when I know exactly what I want. So I've been doing it all on my own.
All on the iPad. That's
Hell yeah, on the iPad. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm the most excited about. What are you the
Yeah?
most excited about?
My wedding.
Yeah, same
Our
here.
wedding.
Same here.
Marrying you, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Ever since I was little, I've always had this like idea of a man, and nobody has ever met those expectations. And now that I met someone that reaches those expectations, I don't ever want to lose you. I want to get married to you. I want to have your babies. I want to be next to you for the rest of my life.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, same. I always imagine myself as like the type who does not get married. And then
Really? What?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
And then I met you.
Well,
and
look,
like,
no,
all
no.
fucking
I
jealous.
understand because before you, I never thought I would have kids.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Like that's kind of insane, right?
Yeah, the amount like I've
That just goes to show that if you don't believe in love, if you don't believe in marriage, if you don't believe that you might be a good mother, wait until you find the right person.
yeah, I agree. That's a good one. It's true. It's because it's true. Like we're not being corny or anything.
No, this is
I
genuinely
truly feel that
how
way.
I
Yeah.
feel. And you
Yeah.
know what? I don't care if I'm corny. I don't care if I'm cringe. This is
Yeah.
how I feel. I'm going to
Yep.
say how I feel. Fuck y'all if you think that I'm being corny.
Yeah, no, yeah, I like I'm
It's
saying,
gonna be
I'm really
so
happy I met you.
amazing. It's gonna
It's
be
gonna be
so
awesome.
amazing. If I told you guys that in the first episode that we were gonna ask my mom whether we could have our wedding at her house or not, she said yes.
Yeah,
She said we could have our wedding there. And look, it's not like a huge patio, okay? It's 50 feet by 40 feet. But regardless, it doesn't even matter because I don't want a huge amount of people. First of all, I don't have that many friends.
neither
And
do I.
no, and you know what? That is okay. Quant Quality over quantity. I can have two best friends, which Alex and Kayla, shout out to you girls.
What's
But
up?
but you know what? I only need them too. Like it doesn't matter that I don't have a lot of friends. And for our wedding, we just want to invite close family, close friends that really care about
Yeah,
us.
the people that matter.
Yeah, so even though it's not going to be a huge wedding, it's going to be amazing
Yeah,
regardless.
it's gonna be intimate, and I want to be intimate with you.
Hey,
Turn out
quickie
that
before we get
camera,
married.
but yeah,
But
it's gonna be awesome.
it's going
I'm
to be
excited.
so amazing.
Yeah,
I'm super excited. I will definitely make another episode where I just talk about our wedding.
yeah.
But I'm
Oh yeah, definitely.
looking forward
100%.
to it so much. I can't wait to marry the man of my dreams.
Appreciate it. I can't wait.
I love
either.
you so much. Do you have anything else to say?
Well, I did want to ask you, because like, how has everything been with starting the podcast? Like, what are you looking forward to and all that?
I'm looking forward to creating more fans that want to listen to me because
Nice.
I was surprised with how many people genuinely were interested in what I had to say. I the night before yesterday, I was looking at the comments and I was like, I was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, a lot of people
Yup.
supported me.
Yeah, you got fans. That's crazy.
That's
I saw
so
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
And like being a fan is not a bad thing.
No.
Like wow, people actually want to know what I say.
Yeah,
and
even like I actually experienced being there with you at the rave that you're talking about, and I was watching it. I was like on the edge of my seat. Like it was interesting. It truly was interesting, especially since all day I'm listening to podcasts and stuff. Like it was really nice seeing your take on it. And I'm not gonna lie,
Thank
like
you.
I know this is really our second episode or whatever, but like I like it.
Yeah?
I'm a fan. Yeah.
Thank you so
I'll
much.
like and subscribe.
Thank you so much. I have this new podcast right now, and then I also got accepted into the TikTok shop, and I became an Amazon influencer as well. So I feel like this could turn into something really good.
Oh, definitely.
You know, I mean, as a mom, you feel some sort of guilt, regardless of if your fiance or your husband, your baby daddy, even if they don't mind.
Or all three.
Yeah. If they don't mind working, like you still feel some sort of guilt because you're not necessarily bringing money into the household. But this is the perfect way because I can still take care of my son and create content, you know?
Yeah. And you've already made money with TikTok.
Yeah,
That's pretty
surprisingly,
awesome.
I made around like
80, 70,
yeah, like
right?
$80
Yeah.
just by going on live.
I was like, what? It's possible? Yeah. At one point too, I was like, obviously, like I'll support all your dreams and stuff, but I was like, I'll support them even more, because eventually you can make more money than me. Like it's truly a possibility. Like people do that. Influencers make a shit ton of money, and it's and maybe I can quit.
I've seen videos of women like telling their fiance, guess how much money I made, and it's like in the upper hundreds, like almost $1,000. Like that is my goal. My goal is to create content and be able to contribute to the bills because even though I have an amazing fiance that takes care of everything, and I mean everything. He takes care of me, he takes care of my baby, our baby, he takes care of himself. So regardless, he deserves whatever I can scrounge up. So if you're watching us, if you're commenting, if you're liking, if you're subscribing, I love you. Okay, thank you for supporting me, because in the end you're supporting my entire family.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been awesome. I'm really happy. And it's like the future has a lot to hold.
I agree. I agree.
It's gonna be awesome.
Well, thank you so much for listening to what we have to say. What else? What else can I say? Nothing. Just thank you.
Yeah. And the birds aren't real.
The birds work for the bourgeoisie. Okay, bourgeoisie.
It's true.
Don't forget that. Thank you so much for listening to what I have to say.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.